Today we'll be looking at application of security principles at remote work. The next slide represents Edith A. Ndefowambo. I'm presenting on this. And then our content will be to describe 4 security design failures, especially related to remote work and not working in general, identify specific design principles that have been violated for each security design failure. We relate the security failures to the principle of cybersecurity, and then we identify the design principles involved or needed for remote work. So we have a remote work overview. We all know that remote work is becoming the new normal, impacting many businesses across all industries. The shift presents both exciting opportunities and significant cybersecurity challenges. It is necessary to reevaluate and adjust traditional security policies for remote work scenarios. Introduction to remote work. Remote work has experienced a significant rise across industries due to advancement in technology as well as changing attitudes towards work-life balance. This trend has been on speed since the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing many companies to adopt remote models to ensure that there is continuity in business. So as a result, remote work has become increasingly common across all industries, offering benefits like flexibility, cost savings, and access to a broader pool of talent. So the importance of cybersecurity in remote work environment is that cybersecurity in remote work environment is very crucial for safeguarding sensitive data and protecting against cyber threats. With employees accessing company network from various locations and devices, the risks of security breaches has increased. Thus, there is a need to implement robust cybersecurity measures which will help to mitigate this risk by ensuring secure connection and make sure that data are inscribed. There is an authentication protocol and there's regular security update. It also fosters trust amongst employees, clients, maintaining the integrity and reputation of organizations. So common security concerns in remote work. We have data loss prevention, which is preventing sensitive data, information from being leaked unintentionally or maliciously. Also, there is secure network connectivity. We have to ensure that inscribe and secure communication channels for remote access. Confidentiality. There has to be maintaining the privacy of sensitive business information in secure local environments. Also, we have to be addressing potential vulnerabilities of personal devices and home networks. So beyond the basics of the additional consideration, we also have phishing attacks that they target remote workers through emails and other communication channels. We have shadow IT, the use of unauthorized software and applications by employees, creating security risks, insider threat, malicious activities by internal users, either intentional or unintentional, social engineering, that's using manipulative tactics by attackers to gain access to information or systems. So the security design failures in remote work. So over reliance on default security settings, that's using weak password and not enabling multi-factor authentication. This increases vulnerability and violates the principles of confidentiality. So there is also lack of endpoint security software. Unprotected devices on home network pose a risk of malware infection and data breaches, which violates the principle of integrity. So we also have inadequate access control, granting excessive permission or neglecting access control practices can enable unauthorized access, which violate the principles of availability. So we also have insufficient employee training and awareness. So the lack of knowledge about cyber threat practices leaves employees susceptible and social engineering and phishing attacks, which violates all the 3 principles of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So connecting security design failures to the CI threat of confidentiality, integrity, and availability, we can say that each failure mentioned directly that I mentioned directly above directly impact the confidentiality of data by increasing the risks of unauthorized access or disclosure. Integrity is that there is failure to protect devices and control access. This can compromise data integrity and allow for unauthorized modification. While availability talks of inadequate security measures that can lead to malware, infection, system disruption that can disrupt data that can make it available, or the data has been distorted, that we can have data loss, or and this can impact availability. So we have to design principles to have a secure remote environment. So I think just a few of these can be taken into consideration. That's we have to implement a strong authentication protocol, like multi-factor authentication, and making sure that the password that are used, it's very complex. So password requirements must be very complex. We have to deploy endpoint security software on all devices used for work purposes. So we also have to enforce access control through role-based permission and network segmentation. Also, the network has to be secured. Secure network access. Not everybody has right to have access to the network. Also, we have to make sure that data is inscribed, especially sensitive data, both when the data is in transit and when the data is at rest. We have to provide a policy enforcement, develop and regularly test incident response plan, implement robust logging monitoring mechanism to detect and respond to incidents in real time. So these are just some of the principles that can be designed so that we have a secure remote work when we work from home. So those are my references, and thank you. So any other thing, I'm available. Thank you.